Alright my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today's video, my friends, is all about activating the Krampus bounty, taking out the first few spawns of NPCs. After that, you down your character, and then you rinse and repeat that method as many times in a row as you like. Now there happen to be two main reasons I mention this as we start the video off. First of all, as most of you know, I never want to waste your time here at the channel, so a lot of you out there may already know this farming method. If that's the case, you can click off this video right now. You know exactly what I'm about to say, but the primary reason I want to put this thing together is simply because RNG is going to have a major impact on your ability to earn these keys as quickly as possible, and I'm trying to help you stack the odds in your favor, because a lot of you out there have reached out saying you're getting the different Krampus Lauf to spawn all across the map, but they're not dropping bounties, so when you finally get one, this is going to give you the ability to truly maximize your gameplay. Now with that being said, we're going to jump into the farming details really quick. This is actually a follow-up to a video I posted yesterday going over everything in detail. But to give you a quick recap, my favorite spots to try to get the Krampus Lauf to spawn are DCD headquarters, Jefferson Trade Center, as well as where we're going first, DZ South Main Entrance. Now again, if you want more information, I'll leave that link in the video description down below. But always remember, when it comes to these enemies spawning, it can happen at any moment in the game whatsoever, so please make sure you keep your head on a swivel. Now the reason we're focusing on these enemies is simply because taking out these squads is the only way you can earn the Krampus bounty, and that brings me to two very important details. First of all, when you take out the Krampus Lauf, that does not mean you're going to get a bounty guaranteed. They can drop on the ground. You need to make sure you go to every single piece of loot that drops, because not only can they drop the actual bounty itself, you can also get a key, which is exactly why we're doing all this in the first place. Now the other detail is that whatever difficulty you're playing on when the bounty drops from these enemies, that is the difficulty of the bounty itself. So if you're playing on heroic, you're going to get a heroic bounty. If you're playing on normal, you will get a normal one. And a good thing is that the difficulty does not have an impact on your ability to earn those keys. I know a lot of players out there try to get a bounty on the lowest difficulty possible so they can rip through this thing incredibly fast. Now once you have the bounty, as you can see on screen, you're going to go to Downtown East. Scroll over to bounties, you will then activate Krampus. Now here's what happens. Very, very simple. What you're going to do is the following. You're going to activate the bounty, you're going to make your way to the location, take out the first few spawns of NPCs. Once that's done, you're going to down your character, log out, log in, whatever you want to do, and rinse and repeat this method as many times in a row as you like I said earlier. Now at this point, we're going to cut to some gameplay footage with commentary. After that, we will circle back to the base of ops and talk about a few more things. All right, so we are making our way. Hopefully the microphone is working right now. One thing I always forget to do, by the way, is equip the quick step so I can rip around the map. Anyway, you can see right now the map is on normal difficulty. The reason for that is I'm trying to get a bounty on normal, because that way you can just decimate the Krampus Lauf. I love saying that. In no time whatsoever. So anyway, you can see on screen right now we're making our way to the bounty location, and once we get in the proximity of the bounty itself, you can see that it changes to challenging difficulty, because when I first got the bounty, I took out one of the enemy spawns on challenging, which means the bounty itself is going to be challenging, and this is this is what we're going to do really quick. We're going to take out this first wave, and look, I have certain runs where I will get 3-4 keys, other times I get 1 or 2. This is the best way to do it, and hopefully I said this in the video. RNG has such a major impact on your ability to earn these keys. You know, I've taken out so many different squads, and I've only gotten 2 or 3 bounties to drop ever, you know? So having the chance to get these enemies non-stop, it's the best thing. Now the most important detail, and I know I mentioned this in the video, hopefully I did, if not I'm going to mention it right now, is that once you take out this next spawn, which we're going to do really quick, once that's done, you do not take out the Krampus. You do not do that, because that is going to complete the bounty, and that's not the point. The point is to take out these first, few waves, get those keys, and then rinse and repeat anytime you feel like doing this. You don't have to do it non-stop. You could do 2-3 runs, take a break, go do something else. And if you work like I do, when you have some free time, you want to maximize that gameplay, and hopefully this will help you do that. All right, at this point, I'm going to stop talking, finish up the gameplay loop, and then circle back to the base of operations in a second.
Priority objective available.
Safe area entered.
Guard duty. Figures.
All right, my fellow agents, we are back at the base of ops, and for the record, you can down your character, you can log out, log in. I hear from people saying they do both. It doesn't really matter. I think the time difference is nominal. It's not going to be a huge change, so it's whatever you want to do. Totally up to you, my friends. And now we have certain keys to spend. We're going to do that, and I will be donating very soon. I know it says I've only donated one, which is true. I have been a little bit selfish. I've been opening up a lot of those gear caches. Probably, I think I've opened about 20 so far. So you should be able to stack keys pretty damn fast. And in my opinion, it's one of the most efficient ways to get these things. Now, the other thing I need to mention is that, you're not guaranteed to get them at any point whatsoever. But on average, I'll get at least 1 or 2 per run. There are certain runs I've gotten 4 or 5. So you could have some really good luck. Other times you may not get any whatsoever, but at least this method will give you the ability to farm the named bosses that can actually drop keys on a consistent basis. And like I said earlier, if you're like me and you have not had the best luck getting these bounties to drop in the first place, when you get one, it's kind of like a golden goose. Take advantage of it, my friends, and obviously I wish you nothing but the best of luck. On that note, I'm going to start to wrap this thing up, open up a few more caches. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time. And as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.